Now it's time. This is not an artificial intelligence. I'm a real man speaking. Okay, now let us move on with our next topic, that is Silver Jubilee Oration. To just do the honors, I would just request Dr. Srinivasa HK, Factor Medical Officer BL, to come forward and introduce the awardee, the Silver Jubilee awardee, Dr. Ananta sir.
Sir, just 1 minute. Idalva, next slide idala.
He's coming, he's coming.
Let him come.
He has to introduce himself.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a privilege and honor to be introducing our beloved Dr. Ananta sir from Mysore. Sir is an alumnus of Mysore Medical College, MBBS batch 1979. Following this, he completed his DLO from Karnataka Medical College, Hubli in 1990 and finished his diploma in industrial health in the year 2009. He worked at a super specialty hospital in Bangalore from 1990 to 95, during which I think he was in a totally entirely different specialty of urology. He worked in Sri Devarajaras Medical College from 1995 to 2003, both as a teacher and also as an administrator. He is the founder secretary of Jalapa Central School, Kolar. At JSS Medical College, Mysore, he started a collaboration between college and industries for CSR activities from 2003 to 2007. He started his occupational health journey in 2007. He was the factory medical officer with AT&S. At present, he is working for SKF Engineering and Lubrications Private Limited at Mysore. A feather in his cap is the Arogya Seva Ratna Award, which he won from the Department of Factories and Boilers in the year 2019, for which the Association of Occupational Health in Karnataka also honored him in the following year. One of his pet ambitions is to start an AFIH course at Mysore, considering that Mysore is an industrial hub also. Over to you, sir, for your oration.
Thank you, Dr. Srinivas. And when Dr. Naveen called me for the Silver Jubilee oration, these are the topics that crossed my mind. But all this needs a lot of time and a lot of deliberations. We will take it up in future. So this is my gratitude slide. I thank Dr. Naveen, Dr. Suman, and all his team for inviting me for this oration. And apart from all others, I need to add in my slide WhatsApp. WhatsApp is primarily responsible for me coming over here and talking to you. I will tell you in the coming slides. I have few people who really inspired me at Mysore. One of them is Dr. Vijay Kumar. He is 74 years, but I tell you, he is more fitter than me and you. And he works almost 16 to 18 hours a day and practices and works for the factories. He is in the factories for 45 years. Incidentally, he is friend of Dr. G. Jairaj at Chennai, who has completed 50 years in occupational health services. Vijay Kumar, sir, whenever there is an opportunity, he promotes OH. That's his great attribute. I think Rajmohan sir, if he is here, he can remember Dr. Vijay Kumar chaired a workshop along with Rajmohan sir way back in 2009, organized by JSS Medical College at Mysore. That is stimulation of young minds. That started way back in 2009, but somehow it not continued. But AOHK is continuing that good tradition I am seeing from St. John's Medical College and AOHK, a lot of stimulation of young minds that is happening. Dr. Guru Prasad, who is now in Bangalore, but he was in Mysore for quite some years, and he is my constant OH companion. We used to talk a lot about OH, almost 2-3 times in a week. And he being in big corporates like TVS with Rajan Babu sir here, big TVS companies, and then he moved on to ABB, then now on with Exxon Mobil. He's always helped. He used to tell me a lot of stories. Now once he told me a critically injured, hand injured patient was shifted from a remote area, construction area in Guwahati. Air ambulance was used and patient was shifted to Bangalore for a plastic surgery next day. So those kind of stories, lot of stories used to tell. I created this forum, I created this SOP for canteen, lot of things used to share. In fact, today morning also he called, sir, tomorrow I am talking, tomorrow afternoon I am talking about this, like that. We share a lot of things among ourselves. Such a kind of one more duo is there in our circles, Dr. Maruti and Dr. Uddaswamy. They keep on talking about occupational health hours together. I have observed, heard about it. The third person who inspired me a lot is Dr. Parul Malhotra, who is a lady doctor with TVS Motors at Mysore with Dr. Rajan Babu sir, who is here. So this lady, I have taken her permission to narrate this to you. And in one of the Zoom webinars also, she herself considered this. She had cervical cancer. And she had operation. She had full treatment for cancer. And then within few months, she went over to Delhi and participated in a Mrs. India pageant, won a best prize for catwalk. That's the kind of strong mentality she brings to Mysore unit. We all respect her, love her. And whenever I call her for the activities in my particular factory, where I am working now, she has come over and delivered lectures, spoken to women employees. That's really kind of her. So we have a host of industries at Mysore, namely, once again, TVS Motors. TVS Motors is best in Mysore. Best in OH practices, best in location, beautiful scenery, you name anything, it's there. It's a vast campus, beautiful, very good OHC, very good canteen, world-class canteen. You know, that waste going into biogas plant and all those things is really excellent. They are the role model for Mysore industries. We also have Mysore Silk Factory, which is world famous Mysore silk sarees, 112 years old. And then we have Dettol factory at Mysore. We have RBI note printing press, printing higher denominations of notes, 2,000 rupees, 500 and 1,000 rupees notes. We have Asian Paints. We have this Mysore Paints and Varnish, which produces non-erasable ink for the election process. And many in Mysore itself not knowing there is a Baba Atomic Research Center in Mysore. Maybe Sir Vijay Rao will be knowing because he belongs to the same set of groups. Baba Atomic Research Center is there in Mysore. So coming back to my own profile. So I joined industries in 2007. And my work I divide into 2 stages. One is up to 2015 and 2015 onwards. So when we started, that is during our formative years, we were doing only clinical work. No OH work we were doing. Almost all the work was clinical work. Our MDs were happy because we were their personal physicians. And we had very few colleagues to share best practices. And we are not heard of seniors and mentors at that time. Maybe TVS was lucky they had Rajan Babu. And all our improvements that happened in my industry were due to audits, either internal audits, external audits, system audits, and all those things. One of the great things that happened those days was we had very good deputy director of factories at Mysore. They used to visit every month or every 2 weeks once, and they used to suggest a lot of improvements. Being in a position of authority, their orders were carried out by the factory managements. They suggested a lot of improvements, including the structure of OSC. And proper PPEs were not available those days. In fact, I remember one incident where myself and EH manager went inside the shop floor to looking to rescue people, there was a huge smoke, HCl smoke. And the whole scenario was watched by my MD. We were going without mask, proper PPE. It was not there. And we were not aware. Actually, I was not aware to wear PPEs at that time. Now, times have changed. Discrimination of contract workers. It was there at that time in 2007. It is there now only. My journey is only 15 years in the occupational health. There are some who have more years of experience. They will have more stories to tell. But discrimination of contract workers, including contract doctors, is happening even today. And 2007, I was not aware of IOH and KOH. I became a member of KOH when Tyagaraja sir was there in 2014. And those days, we were involved in extensive CSR activities. A lot of CSR activities, did name anything. Building of a school, building of a PHC, donating computer to school children, uniform, shoes, books, anything you name, we were doing it from AT&S. So this is the second phase of my journey. In 2015, I attended Akukan at Pondicherry. This was the turning point in my life. So, in fact, Rajan Babu sir took us all around Pondicherry in his vehicle, along with Guru Prasad. So I started getting stimulated towards the occupational health, and I attended all national and state conferences. From that point onwards, I attended almost all the conferences from AOHK. And I've attended all Zoom sessions and offer my comments on good work. Appreciation motivates one to go further. In 2016 and 17, what happened? DC Jagdish, DDF, a pioneer in safety and health, had a passion to improve workers' health. He took me to all factories in Mysore for awareness sessions almost every week. So we could interact with all other factory doctors, all other EHS managers and HR managers. Some 2 trainers were coming from Bangalore. It gave me a lot of insight into occupational health in 2016 and 17. Sadly, in 2017, a crisis appeared, and I had to undergo a bypass surgery by Dr. Satyaki Nambala, who once again I met in one of the AOHK conferences in 2014, if I believe, if it is right. So he had to operate on me. I'm not telling it here to draw your sympathy. What happened following this, I got very, very good opportunities to go away from Mysore, but I had to cancel it because of my health situations, and my family was not letting me go to relocate to a different place. What made me connect better with my dear friends? It's WhatsApp groups. Many will not believe the WhatsApp has brought me here today. One should know how to use it judiciously. In July 2018, one Karnataka Occupational Health Physician group was started by dear Maruti and Dr. Rudraswamy. This platform gave me to express all my feelings. And every day morning, I used to put a question on occupational health. Maybe Dr. Srinivas also remembers. I put a question on occupational health every day. Every day morning while going in the bus, I put a question. The entire group used to respond. May not be entire group. At least 50% of them used to respond back. And it was better. I used to just give a small suggestion, but suggestions that were coming like bigger mountains. But I offered that stimulus to them. That's why they all love me. The second thing is Karnataka Safety Council Group. With Jagdish, there was a trainer coming to Mysore from Bangalore, Muralidhar. He started Karnataka Safety Council. So he made me an administrator. So I put all my doctor friends in that group, Karnataka Safety Council. Today it has got 260 people. And anything asked on occupational health, we used to answer. Me or my doctor friends, we used to answer. And mind you, there are 260 people, leave 10 doctors, 250 EHS personnel, HR managers, they get our messages right. So I keep telling my friends, put good messages on occupational health. It reaches 250 factories, 250 setups. So that way, that was really, sometimes they call us for certain things on OH. We answer them. Or else when I'm not able to answer for a situation at Bangalore, I cross-connect with my friends at Bangalore. Several times I called some people who are here already. So that way, it really helped me to gain popularity, Karnataka Safety Council. And we have a subcommittee comprising of stall people, stalwarts from all over India. Vishwaraj is there, and a lot of Karnataka people from all sides of Karnataka, except Mangalore. Dr. Maruti, we are not able to network here. Bangalore side people, we have to do that. We have from all Karnataka, from Bellary we have, from North Karnataka we have, Mysore, Bangalore, it's always there. And we have a Mysore group also. We meet frequently and we discuss a lot of things. We have frequent CMEs also at Mysore. And a new Telegram group has come of AFIS doctors. It's almost 500 people are there. And their main topic of discussion is abolition of contract system for doctors.